Alright, here we go. Super Contra. Take 2. I got to the final boss last night. Only had 1 life. Figured out how to beat him. Should be pretty easy. I have not beaten this on only 3 lives yet, so this will be my, when I do this playthrough, this will be the first time that I've done it on 3 lives. I've done it on 10 lives, which there is a cheat code, which is the, I guess, backwards version of the original Konami code. Which the original Konami code is, if I miss me, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. And in the original Contra and some other games like Life Force, you would get 30 lives for putting in that code. I grabbed us at the same time. I'm lucky I ended up at the spread. This game starts out difficult. I actually had trouble on the first level when I first started doing attempts. It does not ease you into the game at all. I think level 2, maybe even 3 are easier than level 1. So far, the only level that consistently gives me problems is level 6. And there's one jump in level 8 that is very difficult. But besides that, 7 and 8 are actually easier than level 6. So the learning curve on this game isn't very big. You either seem to be good at it or you're not. There doesn't seem to be much strategy, or even memorizing what's coming up isn't very useful. You just dodge bullets that are coming at you and you fire back. The mechanics are not complicated. It's nothing like in Battletoads where on certain parts, if you don't know what's coming up, you will die. There's nothing like that in this game. Everything is easily reactable. That was almost a death for no reason. I found that using the turbo oftentimes is bad. Except in places like that, because your spread will be less spready because there can only be so many bullets on the screen. Yeah, like I said, level 2, I don't know what you guys think, but that feels easier than level 1 to me. Level 3 can be a jerk. There's one cannon that shoots up like a spread of things into the air, and you have to take a lot of hit points. If you have the pea shooter, there's like no way that you can kill it fast enough, and you have to dodge the bullets. Also, those guys in the bushes, it doesn't matter how fast you fire, they seem to always... Oh, I just jumped and it didn't jump. That was absolute freaking trash. Oh, that's really bad. Now I'm not going to have a weapon for the part that I was just talking about. Machine gun. Not great, but not good. This part right here. Oh, I did it right and I didn't trap myself. Good. Can't believe I freaking jumped. I didn't jump when I jumped. So many guys in this level. There is one spread in this level past the mini boss. Like, so I'm gonna jinx myself if I say he's a super easy boss. I don't think I've ever died on him. Let's see. His famous last words, right? This part can be really tricky because when the ground starts to shake, it'll mess up your movements, especially your jumping. Sometimes you'll go to jump and it won't let you jump because you jumped just as the ground shook, which is really annoying. Okay, there's my spread. You have one guy that pops out to shoot you around here. And this boss, those things are worth a lot of points, so I always try to kill them. Mini boss and boss on this level are quite easy. This next level there's it gives me trouble. I won't lie. I think this is the only level where actually having it memorized will be a bit of an advantage. These bubbles are also worth a lot of points, and they do eventually all. They do have a limit of how many come out. If you try to go under them, sometimes you'll get lucky and go under and not get hit. Sometimes you won't, so I don't even risk it, even though it adds a little bit to my time here. This part was tricky. Those guys always come out in groups of 3. Could have done that faster, but I'm really just... My last playthrough I died 3 times on this level. And that's really what killed my playthrough. Woo-hoo-hoo! Okay, so here's the part that the game gets a little bit difficult on. In my opinion, this is the first part of the game where the difficulty kind of ramps up a little bit. One thing I have to remember is near the end, you're able to go above the moving platform and go onto these other platforms like I could right here. And I just gotta remember to not get baited into that because it does make it much harder. One thing that you can do too, I remember my dad's friend used to do this back in the day, is he'd take a turbo controller and he'd just get some duct tape and tape the button down at a place like that. And then just leave it running for like 8 hours and come back and you'd have 100 lives because you're just sitting there killing enemies over and over again. Definitely legit. It is not something that I will do here. It's not really in the essence of playing a game for its difficulty. I might as well just put in the Konami code at that point, right? If you guys have any games that you want me to try or play that I can get on an emulator, just throw those ideas in the comment section. There are some games that I had read about or remembered as a kid being really hard, and I went to play them and they just were not fun games at all, despite being challenging. Either the game design was bad or the controls were bad. This boss, if you have the pea shooter, it's really hard. I mean, really, really hard if you have the pea shooter. Alright, well this is so far much better than my last playthrough. I think I've only died one time, so I should have 5 lives here. 6 lives, okay, even better. Really what's more important than lives is not losing your weapons at certain parts, because that can escalate you to losing more lives. You lost your weapon, and then it gets harder, and then the hard part that you just died on is even harder. This level I don't find to be too challenging. There's a couple parts that are hard, but as long as you go slow. There's also some boulders that come down here that are worth a ton of points. I always try to kill everyone. Oops. No good. Oh, the boss of this level is actually quite difficult, even with the spread. You can be challenging. Also, I don't like to let the guys behind me stack up. I learned my lesson on that. They can get you in traps to where you can't avoid all of them. Okay, so here we go. This guy, especially once he starts, he throws a lot of stuff out. And those things die in 2 hits, not 1, which makes it much, much harder. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so on to the really hard level. And what makes this level really hard is it has the same perspective as level 2. And there's these little alien mouse things that come out of the ground at random locations, and sometimes they come out right under your feet, and you don't have a chance to not die to them. And it's absolute BS. It's losing the game to randomness instead of skill, and I absolutely hate games like that. And then once you lose your spread on this, there's one section that is just brutally difficult. Oh. Yeah, see, like that? I mean, luckily I haven't died yet, but... Okay, so now I'm out of that zone. So as soon as you get to these parts where on the sides you see those things, the terrain change, they don't spawn anymore. This level is actually quite short, but it is just really difficult. Oh! What? That did not happen the last time I fought this boss. Oh, that was... that sucked. Yeesh. Stupidest way to die. Alright, I think this is actually my best playthrough so far. Hopefully I don't die more than once on this level. Oh. I guess the thing about this level is that the enemies take a lot of hits, but that doesn't necessarily make it, in my opinion, any more challenging. Oh, I would not fire or jump. I don't know what just happened there, but my controller did not cooperate. That was some BS. Perfect. Much better weapon. If I can keep this till the end, I'm going to be very careful because the boss dies very easily if you have a good weapon, and if you don't have a good weapon, he is quite difficult. Just going to be playing it safe. That guy, you're kind of killing him off screen, and then he just dies. Guess I can't get that one. Yeah, Hardy did the boss. I mean, as you can see, this game is short. It's very, 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 very short. Yeah, I mean, such easy bosses if you have weapons. This really pays to not die. So I'm already at the last level, and it looks like my record time is only 18 minutes so far, so... just the freaking jump from hell. Yeah, so this level, as you can see, it's just not that hard. This felt like it was kind of anticlimactic when I got here. I was like, this just... like, all the stuff they're throwing at you, like, it just seems like regular dudes that run at regular speeds that still take one hit. Don't want that. This part seemed like it could be really hard, but then when I did it, it wasn't. I was like, okay, the ceiling's coming down, spawns a bunch of dudes. Like, yeah, they could really set you up for it to be in a trap if you don't kill everything, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem that difficult. Maybe the ceiling could come down as you're jumping, like, that would be tricky. Nope. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, almost died there. Okay, so this boss can kill you as he's coming up. That I learned, and that's how I got to him on 2 lives. Died once when he was coming up, and then I fought him. It seems like if you just stand here and do this, like you don't get hit. Yeah, I mean, that's easiest last boss of a hard video game ever. So that's it. Let's get to the end screen and hear some music. What kind of cool music do I get? Oh yeah. Good music and credits. Classic beating old school games. Alright, enjoy guys. I'll on to my next project.